Hi, Dr. Dredger. So this week we finished Kylene Beers' book, When Kids Can't Read. And I first off want to say that I think this book was so helpful to read and that I really appreciated how she incorporated her stories of George and her letters to him, sort of as a hindsight letter. I think this book is going to be so useful for whenever I become a teacher. For all of the books that are very much school like education related, I always buy because I know I'm going to want to keep them. And this book is no different. There's so many resources, so many ideas, and skills and lessons inside that I can include in almost any class that I were to teach. And I'm not necessarily going to be teaching English, but I think it's really valuable also for history and for math, because students, need those school words and need to learn certain things at certain benchmarks. And if they don't, it's okay, and there's ways to combat that. And I think this book really shows a lot of ways to do that. I thought that the roots, suffixes, and prefixes, those are things that students are always going to need to know, and things that students probably will struggle with. And like you said, if you can be a math teacher but have that one English thing that they are responsible for knowing in your class, then you will make your school a better place and your students will succeed more. I also really liked the appendix in the back where all the templates for things like the word scrolls and stuff like that. So there's templates for all these things that I could potentially use in my classes, which is awesome. There's so much I didn't know that I needed in my future classroom, and this book just sort of showed me all the things that I'm going to need. And then just to end, one of the quotations from her book in her chapter, A Final Letter to George, on page 302 was, "Teaching to a single test requires little effort on our part, but such teaching gives students a diminished educational experience. Instead, we want to create lifelong learners who embrace curiosity, who enjoy analyzing ambiguity, and who view education as a journey that isn't just about offering a single correct answer, but instead is about the thoughtful question." Sorry, my phone rang. I really enjoyed that quote because that's sort of something I really love with teaching is that, there's not one right answer. There is multiple perspectives that students can come into a class with, and I think that every opinion and idea is valuable, and this just sort of summed it up very nicely, this book, and sort of a teaching experience.